Oh, Lenny. Yeah, he was my big old best friend. Man, I miss him. We used to tell that story about guys like us that were working from ranch to ranch and how we were not like them because we had each other and we had a future of buying that small place and making it our own. That future is gone. Gone with Lenny. God, that crazy old bastard. He would forget everything, absolutely everything. He would forget what he did in weed, and he would have probably forgotten what he had done in Soledad. But he would never forget about that story. He would know it by heart. Yet, he would always tell me, "Tell it, George, you know how to tell it better." He was crazy indeed, out of his mind, but he was my friend. Not just my friend. He was like a brother, even my son sometimes. He was just a little kid. It wasn't his fault. I mean, his mind, it was just slower than the rest. He acted like a little kid. The problem was that he had a lot of strength. And that's what took him to where he is. Of course, it wasn't because I hated him. I loved that guy. As I said, he was my only company, the only thing I had. And I wouldn't do that just on purpose, because I did like him. But I had to do it for his own good, because he was hurting himself, because he was doing things that he wasn't supposed to, and he would pay for that later. I didn't want him to suffer because of others made him torture. With Lenny, I do miss him. So many precious moments we had. How he annoyed me with that puppy. First it was those mice that he would take everywhere and want to pet them. Oh God, such a big guy trying to pet small things with such a strength. He would obviously kill them. And then when he heard Slim had a little pup, well, 5 little pups, he went mad at me. He was like, "Ask him, George, ask him." God, that crazy old bastard, always making a mess. But he did make me laugh. We had such a good time. Even though sometimes it was pretty much scary. That time that he wouldn't stop on holding Curly's hand, I thought I wouldn't be able to handle the situation. But at the end, he did listen, and I felt bad because I did force him to defend himself. Oh, Lenny, Lenny. Always making me smile. But I knew it. I knew it since the first time we came here to Soledad, that this place was trouble. Complete trouble. Since the first time we met Curly, I knew we would get some trouble from that guy. And not only from him. When we met his wife, I knew that was the biggest trouble we would have. Oh, always finding Curly's wife everywhere. And then Curly being a jealous guy and looking for a fight with a big guy. Yeah, no, that was a bad mix for this thing. And of course, Curly's wife provoked Lenny. That was obvious and certain. Curly's wife must have been following Lenny, or probably would have started to talk to Lenny. And I know that Lenny was obedient to me. And if he would follow my instructions, he would have probably said something like, "I can talk to you." But she would have been insistent and insistent because I knew her character. She was one of those girls that would never care about what her husband said and go around talking to everybody. She got herself in her own trouble. She got herself into her own death because she didn't listen to her husband to stay at home. And she got poor Lenny in trouble because that guy, something that he would do for me, would pay attention. Anything I told him to do, he would do it. And I know that because ever since we have been together, I made him do all kinds of silly things. And I remember back when we were quite young that I told him, "Lenny, jump," and he would jump. Roll, and he would roll. It was just like a little pup to me. But then one day I learned my lesson. Oh yes, I did. I told Lenny to jump into the river, but the big old guy didn't know how to swim. Of course, he almost drowned, and when I helped him to get out of the river with some help of some other people, he thanked me, and he never even remembered I told him to jump into the river. I mean, he was just such a big, silly, goofy guy that it was impossible for him to do such aggressive acts on purpose. Lenny didn't have that aggressive character as Curly did. I would have thought that Curly would have killed anybody on purpose just because he wanted to. But Lenny, no. Lenny was innocent. He was just, as I said before, he was a small kid with a lot of strength. That was the problem with Lenny. Oh God, Lenny. I miss you, you crazy bastard. I know that many times, Lenny, I said very mean things to you, such as that I could have had a girlfriend at the time, but you didn't let me, or that you were in pain. At the time you were, of course, always making silly mistakes. Very, very stupid mistakes, in fact. But I never meant to do things, Lenny. I never did. I truly appreciated your company. And if nothing of this would have happened, we would have gotten that small place, Lenny, with Candy. Yeah, we would have gotten it with Candy. We had it secured. And I would have let you tend the rabbits. You would have taken care of the rabbits. But don't worry, Lenny, because I'm sure you're tending many rabbits wherever you are. And those rabbits are resistant to your strength. I bet they will last forever. Lenny, I do miss you a lot. Very much. You are my true companion. But I know that someday we will meet again. And I will be glad to see you, my big old goofy friend.